Welcome, learners. This is BA English Honours Part 2, Paper 4. The topic, A Tale of Two Cities by Charles Dickens. Let us begin with the introduction. Humphrey House, one of the pioneers of the 19th century criticism, in his book, The Dickens World, says that he has used the word Dickens as an adjective, as when somebody he has had a Dickens Christmas, popularly suggesting a frosty morning, coaches, delightful inn at the end of the stage, portly landlord, smiling barmaids, brandy by the fireside, smoking joints, good time for all. And he further quotes the verdict of Mrs. Bailey Saunders, author of The Philosophy of Dickens in the year 1905. Quote, people say now, as often as ever, of a neighborhood or a room, how Dickens it looks, or do not alter your house. It is so Dickens. I have heard over and over again. He's such a dear fellow. He is so Dickens. Things need not further explanation than this. It conveys a definition unmatched by the most careful description, and perhaps its most wonderful feature is its insidious spirit of kindness. You cannot be angry with anyone you call so Dickens. I have never known a single instance of such a possibility. This conception of the Dickens atmosphere is the first thing to look into. Now let's come to the biography of Charles Dickens. Charles John Dickens was born on February the 7th, 1812 at Portsea, later part of Portsmouth, on the southern coast of England. Charles was the second born of 8 children. His father was a clerk in the Navy office. Due to money-related difficulties, the family moved about until they settled in Camden Town, a poor neighborhood in London, England. At the age of 12, Charles worked with working class men and boys in a factory that handled shoe polish. Later on, his father was in debtor's prison. As a result, the family moved to live near the prison, leaving Charles to live all by himself. This happening of privation was the most significant event of his life. It tinged his worldview and would later be described in a number of his novels. At 16, he apprenticed to study, but soon gives up and learns shorthand to become a reporter in the courts of law. His experience in the court of law will give him the raw materials for the description of lawyers and their work. At 24, he published his first fictional work, Sketches by Boz, a collection of articles about the people of London and its scenes, published in installments and received with much enthusiasm. We come to the historical backgrounds. A Tale of Two Cities was published serially in 1859. As a historical novel about the French Revolution, it takes us back to 18th century London and Paris. At this time, England was experiencing a period of social and political stability. A stable monarchy, a prosperous nation, and a major European power, all due to its pivotal role in the Industrial Revolution and through colonial expansion. France was comparatively in a tumultuous state. Next, we come to the literary background. The inspiration of the novel came to Charles while acting in a play, The Frozen Deep, by Wilkie Collins and himself. He introduced the love triangle of Sidney Carton in his novel A Tale of Two Cities. He was inspired by it. He fell in love with the actress Ellen Ternan of this play, and his marriage of 23 years came to an unhappy halt. We find a drastic shift in his personal as well as his literary journey. Thomas Carlyle's book, French Revolution, A History, and the French Revolution itself became the base of the novel, along with the keen, sympathetic chronicle of the plight of the urban poor of the 19th century. Further, three major historical events also added to the making of this novel. Number one, fall of the Bastille, July 14, 1789, the September Massacre in 1792, and third, the Reign of Terror, 1793 to 1794. Thank you.